Hey, I have a question for you. How do you stop losing patients from the emotional fear-based pandemic? We're in a fear-based emotional pandemic and create emotional stability, lifestyle in the midst of a crisis. Hey, I'm Dr. Fred DiDomenico, and I'm here with my friend Roberto. And here's really the challenge that we're going through. And this is probably what you're learning in your practice. We're not in a viral pandemic. We are in an emotional pandemic. And the problem is psychology. We have a psychology problem. And what you're probably learning in your practice right now is information doesn't solve a psychology problem. How do you know? You may have patients saying, Doc, I know this is going to help my immune system, but. So if we have a psychological problem, then we need a psychology answer and psychology solution. So as Roberto Monaco, hey, welcome, brother.
What's up, buddy? I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, so the reason we're here is Roberto has spent literally decades studying human behavior, right, and how to influence groups. I've spent 21 years studying human behavior, and we come together because we traveled similar paths in what we've studied. And as we've had these online or offline conversations, like we need to tell people how to solve the psychology problem because we are in an opportunity to change chiropractic. The world is different. You guys know we are in a new world and the world is transforming. I mean, every 24 hours, we're living in a new world.
Yep.
And so the thing is, at the 60 to 90 days from now, this world will never come back. The world we were living in 3 weeks ago is gone. And the meaning of the new world is going to be determined by the meaning that we all create in chiropractic right now.
100%.
So we want to talk about going from a crisis into an opportunity because we can determine the meaning of the new world. So there's our introduction.
I love it. And you know, when you said that the world's going to change, I remember I was asking my wife today, how was before 9/11? I was traveling. How was before? You know, because I don't remember the TSA security checkpoint. And I really could not remember before that. And now it's something that we all get used to. And the whole idea, I live here in Charleston, South Carolina, and then we have the hurricane season, something that, man, and we have a hurricane season every season, people get ready, they're ready, they understand that. And I was talking to Dr. Fred today, we have the coronavirus right now. What if this way of thinking that the media and the government's pushing becomes the new norm? Then next year, you have the Dos Equis virus. And then next year, you're going to have the Heineken virus, right? So so what's going to happen? Is there going to be, and people they're waiting right now, they're waiting at home, your patients are waiting at home, and a lot of people looking for leadership. And Dr. Fred and I discussed, man, it has to, for a psychological problem, you got to have a psychological cure, and it starts, step one, with intra-personal communication skills. How you talk to yourself, your psychology, your mindset, your belief system, your state of leadership, right? And it starts there.
Yeah, and you know, obviously we both coach chiropractors, many chiropractors, so we're hearing the language patterns, and not everybody is in fear, but there's a distinct mindset difference. You know, where I hear some chiropractors say, you know, that they're actually afraid of getting the coronavirus. And then there's other chiropractors that you know, of course they have zero fear. It's not even a concern. You know, some, well, I don't want to bring it home to my kids. Others that they already know that it's not even a thought in their mind. And there's a quote by Lisa Nichols that says, your conviction and your convenience don't live on the same block.
Boom.
So we
now repeat again. That's powerful.
Your conviction and your convenience don't live on the same block. Now, here's the thing. There's one of the most powerful human behavior characteristics is that of social proof. Mm-hmm. You may know that as herd mentality. So when groups of people are moving, the individuals tend to act like the groups. And that's what's going on. The momentum of the herd mentality is getting stronger and stronger within each day. It's not even 24 hours, it's within each day. And so now you're learning, wow, how did I communicate? Is the power of what I've taught people actually greater than the momentum that's growing in the herd mentality? And that's when I hear, I mean, I say this completely in a factual way, because in elite coaching, we've been talking about psychology for over 10 years. That's our boot camps. I see everybody's stats, you know, and what I'm saying is, you know, people are going from, well, I have 94% kept appointments to 85. So elite clients are going, man, what's going on? What do I do? And it's like, man, the rest of the profession wishes they have 85, because we've already dealt with the psychological problem. And so the thing is, when you say your conviction and your convenience don't live on the same block, well, people are saying, well, I can only have 6 people at a time. How can I do that? Well, there's some elite chiropractors, they've extended their hours. Well, that's not convenient. But in video interviews, I mean, coming out with Dr. Cody Jordan, they extended their hours, but he saw 91 people on Monday with 85% kept appointments. Tuesday, they had 95% kept appointments. Now he's working longer, so is it convenient? Well, what if he has to do it for 60 days, but then he's creating a culture where his patients are unwavering?
Amazing.
So is your convenience and your conviction, is your convenience affecting your conviction?
Really powerful. Shout out to Dr. Cody. Awesome work. Awesome work.
Yeah, I wish I worked with you as well.
When you step out of the situation we are right now, when you step out of it, I want to encourage the fellow chiropractors here and the CAs to look at this as 3 separate things. Number one, the crisis, right? The coronavirus hits, new laws, lockdowns. And as Dr. Fred was mentioned before, crisis also means opportunity. So as a leader, as a doctor, as a CA, you gotta be able to find what is the opportunity right now. For real, what is the opportunity? Because, and I know sometimes it's hard if you dramatically losing revenue, if you're dramatically losing your patients, right? I mean, I understand some chiropractor friends here that they actually close. You cannot. They close the doors. You can actually practice. I get it, right? But do you feel there's an opportunity? I feel there's an opportunity. I feel there's an opportunity, one, to change the track or the meaning. So for our patients, so chiropractic is not back pain, neck pain. Chiropractic goes to a different track, to a different lane. The lane of stress management, stress reduction, the lane of immunity, the lane of maximizing my health, so I don't become, quote unquote, I don't belong to the people who are at risk, right? Because this new way, this new world of virus, coronavirus, Dos Equis virus, Heineken virus, might be the new reality. So if that's the new reality, how, quote unquote, society is dealing, what are your patients' options? Stay at home, afraid, waiting for the coronavirus vaccine, Heineken vaccine, Dos Equis vaccine, or they're going to build up their immunity and embrace chiropractic life philosophy. So the idea, number one, what I feel is for the doctor to say, okay, what is the opportunity? And Dr. Fred said something really powerful too. And I seen in our network, the doctors who are able now to serve the patients, obviously everybody experienced a little drop, but the people who are coming in are the patients are educated, truly educated. No, you don't educate just for education purposes. You educate so that people change their lifestyle, behavior change, like Dr. Fred said. So where is the opportunity? Even for you, when this pass, which will pass a couple of weeks from now, a month from now, are you gonna truly, fully embrace and create an educational culture in your office? So that's one.
Here's a reframe, because here's the thing that we have to understand when we look at our practice. What you've done in the past has gotten you to where you are now. So with this stress and crisis, you're seeing how effective is patient education. Now in psychology, and that's why Roberto and I are here, because we want you to make the biggest impact. Hey, you're not even a chiropractor, so you don't practice. I don't practice anymore. I coach. So we're here to help you change chiropractic in the general public. You guys are the soldiers on the field, man. I mean, we can sit here in our homes and we can talk online, but you're the one in the clinic. You're the one dealing with patients every day. You're going through the battles every day, as well as we are. We're helping you go through the battles, but the reality is you're fighting on the field.
Yep.
And here's a reframe that I'd like you to at least invite you to think about, and that is patient education implies knowledge. And we know that knowledge isn't keeping people in your practice, but what's keeping them in is the mindset of lifestyle. So let me give you an example. My lifestyle and your lifestyle may be working out. So gyms are closed, but what do? I go to the high school on back day and I do multiple sets of pull-ups. I was doing today's chest and tricep. There you go. So we're doing it at home. Does a person with a lifestyle stop eating healthy because grocery stores have less food? Does a person with a workout lifestyle, do they stop working out because gyms are closed? Do your patients that have lifestyle, do they stop coming in because you're supposed to stay at home? And here's the thing, gang. Here's the thing that you look at, because you're getting calls, I want to stay at home, I want to stay at home. But the government is telling them that it's okay to leave their home to go to a chiropractor's office. They're saying it's okay to leave home. So the people that are choosing to stay home may have gotten patient education and knowledge, but it hasn't become a subconscious mindset of lifestyle. And that's psychology. That's not patient education. So if we're going to take this opportunity to be able to change the psychology, and we have a psychology problem, then we want to show you how to communicate psychology to create lifestyle. So when we have the Dos Equis virus and the Heineken virus, whatever's going to come that is totally uncertain, that your patients do not waver, not only through this crisis, but through every other crisis that comes along, and we can change the impression of chiropractic in the general public. And that's what we're going to continue to share with you on this video series. Today, we want to start with psychology of the doctor.
I love that. So we talk a little bit about the crisis, the finding opportunity to train I learned that from Tony Robbins years ago, back in 2002. His 3 questions, right? Where am I focusing on right now? What does that mean? What I'm gonna do? Right? Kind of like he used to call, quote unquote, practical psychology. What am I focusing on right now? So the event hits, the crisis. I mean, where are you focusing on right now? I know some people who spend 6-7 hours on Facebook reading bad news, bad post TV. That's their focus on. I mean, and whatever focus on expense, that's most people. All right? So where's your focus on? What does that mean? So eventually, what does the whole situation mean to you in chiropractic? I mean, what's your personal meaning? And then number 3, what are you going to do about it? Now, we talked a little bit about crisis. I said that I want you to look at the situation in 3 areas. Number 1, crisis. So it's this crisis, find opportunity. Number 2, crisis management. How do you go about dealing with the crisis? That's it. So question for you. What have you done differently?
Let me interrupt 1 sec, because I want to tell a story that's very significant.
Okay.
When my second wife was diagnosed with cancer, she was reading all about cancer and the medical stuff on, wow, if you live for 5 years, you're considered a success. Now you can die at 5 years and 6 months, and they call you a success. So she was getting all stressed out. Now this is what you're saying. What are you focused on?
Yeah.
And I would tell her, and more anxious she would get, I go, why are you reading that? I go, why don't you read something different? And that is all the other things to show you how to cure cancer. And that's it. What are you focused on, right? What meaning do you assign to that?
Yeah.
And what are you going to do? And that's when the chemo and radiation didn't work. She started changing what she was reading and
Mm-hmm.
started changing what she was focused on.
And sometimes you have a tendency of like, okay, what am I focusing on? And because our brain, the default is negative, right? The human beings, you always, our default. That's why our species, we evolved, because our brain default is always trying to protect yourself. So you look at our default is negative. So when you crisis hit, our default is to go scarcity mode, panic mode, freezing mode. That's your default. So that's why you do calls like this. So you have to fight against your own default and say, okay, where am my focus on? So if you really feel that now, I personally feel that now is the best opportunity for chiropractors. I mean, and you've been doing this for many years, Dr. Fred. I've been involved in chiropractic only 6 years, but from my understanding of history, I feel like this is one of the probably is going to be one of the most significant events for some chiropractors who decide to focus not on the crisis, in the opportunity, right, and change the track. So the second point quickly is crisis management. So what are you doing? What are your actions? Okay, that do not only you're changing to be quote unquote compliant, like Dr. Cody, which is awesome, extend the hours. Okay, and I have seen a lot of videos of chiropractors communicating that to their patients in terms of like, according to the new CDC guidelines, you only can have 6 people here, whatever, and you clean the office 3 times a week, whatever, or 3 times a day. This is good, right? This is awesome. But when you manage this crisis in the future to set yourself, what are you going to do specifically different from this point on in this quote unquote new world? And the third aspect is crisis communication. How are you communicating to your patients right now, right? So you have crisis, boom, opportunity, crisis management, what are you changing, what you are doing, what you are adopting, how are you improving, and 3, how are you communicating now and how are you going to communicate in the future? And they're all this kind of like chunks, crisis management and crisis communication, that what's going to drive this psychology. And that's why we're having this call here today.
Exactly. And so I want to use a quote from Tony Robbins. First of all, let me qualify something with my wife, because this is also significant. And that is the reason she passed away. She changed her focus from medicine to natural things to then giving up. And when she focused on, I don't want to do the work, she passed away in 3 months. So let me qualify that, because some people are saying, I don't want to do the work. I don't want to create resistance. By the way, if you don't want to be a disruption right now, the funny thing is the whole world is being a disruption. So if you don't want to be a disruption in the middle of chaos, then the chaos will not be disrupted. Mm-hmm. So we have to add some extra to our ordinary. You know, if you want to be extraordinary, you got to add extra. And here's a quote from Tony Robbins. If you are only confident in what you've done up to now, then you will be limited in what you are going to do. So that means our comfort zone and learning the psychology of what you just talked about, Roberto, those 3 areas of how to handle a crisis. Really, what you're saying, number 3 is how are you going to communicate? That number 3 affects all of it. Yep. Because number 1 is how do you handle the crisis? How are you communicating to yourself?
Yep, that's it. Number 1. Yep.
Then, and then we have the other 2 steps. So communication is intra and inter.
Yep.
Yourself, and then how are we gonna deliver that? So this video is not going to go through the communication right now. What we're doing is giving you a concept to say we have to be ready for disruption. The world is already disrupted. We have to disrupt ourselves and think about it. You are born with a life and soul purpose in chiropractic. You were born for this moment. All those chiropractors that went to jail, that did all those things, they paved the road with their life, and we are paving a new road. We're turning a little old country road into a friggin' 6-lane, one direction Autobahn. Yep. And when we accept that responsibility, we realize you are born for this moment, then that may give you courage to say, I need to be a disruption in the momentum of social proof. We can't create sheep anymore. We have to create wolves that are willing to go against the momentum of social proof.
And I feel like in this moment is what a lot of people wait for, because in times of uncertainty, attention pivots to the leader, right? So in times of uncertainty, which are now, attention, focus, pivots to the leader. That's why people go to TV to watch the president saying, right? That's the leader of the country. So who is the leader in your community right now when it comes to health and wellness?
Say, I am.
Yeah, here we go, right? That's it. That's it. That's it.
Look for your chest. Say, I am.
Yeah, I am. So attention, people are like pivoting and be like, okay, where do I look for? I mean, for real, they'll be like, okay, I'm at home. I'm washing my hands. I'm practicing social distancing. What does that mean to me? How to protect? So they need a leader. So the attention is like. So I really feel my heart that one of the biggest takeaways is that I want you guys to take from my perspective in this video here is that man, that you're it. I mean that you, doctor, you're it. Simple as that. Imagine have the first line of command, the second line of command, first line is gone, you're next. You're it. And you are it in your town. So then are you acting, behaving, communicating, adopting, changing to lead? And I hope that this message resonates with you today, because I really feel in my heart, I was telling my wife, like, man, I feel like this is like, I know sucks right now. I know, and I just want to calm down. I want to calm the nerves down. I have a ton of people internationally that I connect with, and I call my mom. She's 74. She's locked down in Brazil. They don't have toilet papers, right? I call my aunt. She's locked down in her apartment. She's 75. No toilet paper. So don't take this experience personally. Oh, why does this happen to me? Oh, why does this happen to my practice? Oh, no, there's 7 billion people are going to exactly the same situation we are. Exactly. Now, the leaders, they're going to be like, where's the opportunity? 2, how I'm going to change, adapt, improve. 3, how I'm going to communicate from this point on. That's it. And that's Dr. Fred and I want to help you to adopt this mindset so that you actually change the track from how people perceive chiropractic to this point to how they're going to perceive chiropractic moving forward.
Now, here's a thought I was having yesterday, because that's exactly true. Because, when I get calls, and I'm getting calls from all kinds of chiropractors, and they say, well, it's my area. And no, it's not. It's all over the world. So to that point, it's all over the world. It's not your area. It's only what's between your ears. Now, here's what I was thinking about last night as I knew we were going to do this. When you look at what you said, when you look at the impression of chiropractic now, if we don't take a stand right now, and Patrick Gentempo, I'm giving him kudos, just came out with his book, Your Stand is Your Brand. So get that book. If we don't take a stand right now, the impression of chiropractic will be worse on the other side. And you know this because here's a human behavior principle. We're under a highly emotional condition. When an emotion is associated with a condition, it wires into our subconscious mind and becomes an automatic behavior. That's right.
Yep.
Would you agree?
Yes.
Would you agree?
Yes. Yes, I agree. Two hands.
Yeah, this is how Tony gets 15,000 people across fire. He rewires your subconscious mind so you can walk across 2,000-degree coals without getting burned. Now, here's the problem. If the more patients people around the world decide to stay home and not go to a chiropractor, they are associating an emotional condition with an emotion with the condition, and the impression of chiropractic will become more than it's optional, because the fear wired with the behavior is going to mean they're going to stay home metaphorically from chiropractors. So if you don't take a stand right now to be able to deal with the psychology problem and learn something different, the impression of chiropractic may be worse in the general public.
Yes. That's powerful.
Obviously, you're going to have some patients that it's going to be stronger. But we're not just talking about what's in your practice. We got to think beyond ourselves into a global perspective of chiropractic right now, and you're starting in your community. So we're also going to be talking about how to create online videos, how to get this message out, and we're going to go through all this right now. Right now, here's the mindset. If you don't take a stand right now, chiropractic could be in a worse condition because we're under such a highly emotional crisis. Now, you know this on human behavior. So what are your thoughts on that, Roberto?
No, I feel either we're gonna every time in a high emotion state, something gets linked in your brain. So I feel, well, if it wasn't necessary then, high emotion state, it won't be necessary in the future. For me, the way I feel goes back to because they are so uncertain now, right? So part of your patients now, they have this uncertainty going on, but then part of it has this. They're certain about how to for many years they have been conditioned by quote unquote the medical model. You see, industries have patterns. Let me say again, industries have patterns. So what is the pattern of medical model? Away from, right? So that the industry, I go to a doctor when I'm sick, right? There's a virus, I stay home. Is everything away from? Everything, the millions, if you're sick, take this pill, right? So everything is away from. So then if you don't communicate, you don't know how to communicate powerfully, because what chiropractic does, we are not away from, we are moving towards, right? Towards less stress, towards more immunity, right? Towards a better life, more potential. So we have to be able to take this opportunity where people are so uncertain and bring our certainty into it as a doctor and start changing the quote unquote the pattern of the industry. The way now takes work, like Dr. Fredo said, probably in your practice you already changed that the pattern from traditional medical model to chiropractic care. But I'm talking about in a global perspective, we all have to step up.
Exactly. So there's, and we could talk a long time. So we're gonna wrap.
Yeah, let's wrap up this one. You're gonna have several coming your way.
Yeah. So what I'd like you to look at is step one in any business, and as a person, especially a business that has a sole purpose like this, SOUL purpose, is number one, get clear. So be clear about where you're at. Look, have you communicated and have you created a lifestyle in as many patients as possible? If you have, all the power to you. If it's working, keep doing the same. We're in a psychological problem. The second thing is, if you haven't, then realize that everything you've done is taken where you are now. Be honest with yourself and realize that maybe I have to do something different. Evaluate your belief systems right now. And if your belief systems are not congruent with fulfilling your purpose and changing chiropractic on a global level, then what would they have to be? And consider those. The next thing is look at your current capabilities, because they've brought you to where you are now. And if you want to be in a different place not only through this, by the end of this, then you may have to learn new capabilities. And we have to move from, in my opinion, we can invite you to move from patient education into patient psychology. And that's where we're going. First step is mindset and purpose. Quick recap, you were born for this moment. Your convenience and your conviction don't live in the same place. We have to change our mental zip code, right? Yep. You can't live in the same house that got you to where you are now. We got to move. We got to move in our mindset first, and then we're going to give you the systems.
I love it. And just to add to it is just on this video, my point to you is that where is the opportunity for you right now? Not that Not that you're like, oh, maybe here, maybe there. Do you feel the opportunity? I mean, for real. Like, oh man, you wake up like, man, it's my time. I mean, literally, you wake up, and I know different doctors have a different situation externally, which you cannot control. You really, I was studying some Stoic philosophy, and one of the core principles, the number or is like being able to distinguish the things you can change, the things you cannot change, the things that you have influence over, the things you cannot have influence over. So a lot of things that's going on right now, you really have no, we have no influence over, cannot control.
Or limited influence.
Huh?
Not influence, limited influence.
Yeah, it's kind of like but we have the influence what the mean to us, right? But so like how are you going to pivot, right? So where is the opportunity for you right now? So that's why I wanted to take away. And are you excited about it as a leader? Do you feel, man, you gotta wake up like, man, that's my time. That's my time. And if you're not in that level, right? If you're not like vibrating that level, my hallucination is because your focus is still caught up on the stuff right now. Right? On the things that you cannot control. And I want you to be able to control by asking, what else could you focus in on? Ask better questions to find opportunity so you really feel like, man, that makes so much sense. So now I'm going to start the other level, which is adjusting, adapt. You're going to talk more about that. But where is the opportunity for you right now? Dr. Fred, what's your best way to contact you if people want to reach out to you?
Well, you can just call me. It's 949-791-2986. Email Dr. Fred, DRFRED 1@msn.com. Go to Elite Coaching, Elite Coaching LLC.com. And like,
Dr. Fred,
it's a complete mindset video. Go to, okay.
Yeah, you just froze. We got your you got your email and your phone number, and then you froze.
Right, I would say go to, I give the Tuesday morning. Okay, go to Elite Coaching, ELITE Coaching. LOs every Tuesday morning. They're TMTs, Tuesday Morning Transformation. Go on Facebook to Dr. Fred D. Domenico if you like that page, and listen to, are you looking out the window or looking in the mirror? It's all about what we talked about today. It's got massive mindset, great one-liners. Go to Dr. Fred D. Domenico on Facebook, and then scroll down and watch that video, Tuesday Morning Transformation, and then spread it around. Also, I would say share this to every chiropractor you know, because we're going to be delivering psychology over the next series of videos that will show you how to get past the hype, past the fear, into empowerment, into confidence, and into lifestyle.
Brother, love you. For those who are listening to me here, you can always reach out, Roberto at ChiroSpeaking.com, Roberto at ChiroSpeaking.com, or you can go to ChiroSpeaking.com. I have several blogs, videos, free stuff as well. And our page on Facebook is the ChiroSpeakingCompany.com. Much love. Thanks so much, Dr. Fred. I'm excited about our next video.
Yes, thank you. Hey, keep in touch and stay on top of these and spread this. Let's spread this psychology across the profession.